Please watch to the end. Comment and respond to other people's comments.
Our 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina tells us we learned part of what was going on between the two angry drivers.
The end of a road rage incident Tuesday near Chula Vista Golf Course. 36-year-old Horace Williams Jr. dead of stab wounds. 60-year-old Rickey Smith under arrest for murder. Witnesses told police they saw the drivers of the minivan and pickup driving aggressively. 2 rear-end collisions. Then they said Smith exited the pickup and attacked Williams as he sat in the minivan, punching and stabbing him. Smith called 911 then and waited for police. Smith's attorney said Williams had thrown a soft drink at Smith's truck, and the men traded punches. He also said Smith recently had brain surgery and was afraid of taking a blow to the head.
He was extremely frightened. After the individual punched him, he punched back and did have his utility knife on his belt, which he did retrieve after he saw the victim reach underneath the passenger seat and continue to come at him. He pushed him back and fought back with the knife in his hand.
There was some incident between these two men in their vehicles, but what the defendant then did by getting out and coming up to the window and to begin punching a man who was seated in the car and then to begin stabbing him is certainly very callous and very vicious.
Horace Williams Jr. is seen on this GoFundMe page with his fiancée and 5 children. That site has raised over $14,000 of a $40,000 goal. The defendant, Rickey Williams, is an organist and a longtime member of St. Stephen's Church. Bishop George McKinney said he's been a devoted member of the church for more than 25 years. He went on to describe Rick and Lauren as a tremendous team, providing counseling for the youth of the church.
Courtroom was filled with family and friends of Smith, who faces 26 years to life if he's convicted. The bail set at $2 million. Live in the newsroom, Steve Fiorina.
The fate of a man accused of killing a father of 5 is now in the hands of a jury. Closing arguments just wrapped up in a deadly South Bay road rage incident. 10 News reporter Jeff Lasky is live in Chula Vista. And Jeff, the question for jurors is whether this was a case of self-defense.
Yet, Lindsay, witnesses saw the final confrontation, which ended with a man stabbed 7 times. And when the lawyers made their closing arguments today, they honed in on the question of whether the defendant, Rickey Smith, was protecting himself.
Yes, there's an emergency out here on the freeway.
That's the voice of the defendant, Rickey Smith. The judge ordered us not to show his face Tuesday in court. This is the first time we're hearing the call he made to 911 moments after his fatal encounter with Horace Williams.
My name is Rickey.
Okay, Rickey, we're on our way. Where is the suspect that stabbed him right now?
I am the person.
You're the one who stabbed him?
Yes, yes, I did.
It all began a few minutes earlier when the two were driving on Sweetwater Road. Prosecutors say Williams was upset that Smith cut him off. Williams apparently threw a food wrapper or piece of paper at Smith's car. Smith then allegedly began chasing Williams. The prosecutor says that was the first in a series of decisions Smith made which led to his killing Williams.
He had choices. He could have gone left, he could have run his errands, he could have gone home. He chose to pull out of traffic and follow after Mr. Williams.
Eventually, there was a fender bender, and Williams threw a soft drink at Smith's car. Smith got out, approaching Williams' open driver's side window.
He walked up to that window looking for a fight, violence on his mind.
Smith's lawyer says what happened next was self-defense.
Horace Williams attacked Rickey Smith. Rickey Smith was forced to defend himself as a last resort.
Williams was stabbed 7 times, from his arms to his legs and twice through the heart. The knife was there Tuesday for the jurors to see. It's up to them to decide if the stabbing was in fact self-defense.
And you can see folks leaving the courthouse behind me. The day just ended here. Jury deliberations will resume tomorrow. We'll let you know when they reach a verdict. Live in Chula Vista, Jeff Lasky, 10 News.
Well, wake up to this nightmare that he's caught. And it's not fair.
The man found guilty in a fatal road rage attack learns his fate. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Barbara Lee Edwards.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. 61-year-old Rickey Vernon Smith was convicted last fall of second-degree murder for the November of 2018 stabbing death of 36-year-old Horace Williams.
News 8's Lamore Abrams is in our newsroom with today's sentencing. Lamore?
Barbara and Carlo, the man convicted of the murder getting 16 years to life in prison. The sentencing giving the victim's family a sense of closure, but a wave of new emotion. The victim's fiancé delivering a powerful statement in court, recalling the day she learned about it. on the news.
His phone was off. For some strange reason, I had the urge to look up the news on the internet. And there it was. Breaking news in Chula Vista.
Sasha Martinez reliving the day her fiancé was stabbed to death by another driver, her husband-to-be, Horace Williams, a 36-year-old father of 5.
When I had to tell her that her father was no longer with us. She immediately screamed, saying, "No, Bobby."
The man convicted in the brutal road rage murder, Rickey Vernon Smith, looking down during the tearful testimony as the victim's family played a video of his life in pictures. The suspect's own family friend then delivering a statement on behalf of their daughter.
And I am his 35-year-old daughter. My dad is loving, funny, compassionate, full of integrity, God-fearing, and generous.
The court wasn't convinced last fall. That's when Smith was convicted of second-degree murder. Prosecutors saying the two drivers got into an argument that played out on a series of South San Diego roads. It ended after Smith pulled out a knife, stabbing Williams 7 times.
I'm never going to see Horace ever again, nor his daughters. So I ask that you can give the defendant the maximum sentence.
The judge,
I have yet to see any remorse from Mr. Smith for his actions on that day.
Sentencing 61-year-old Rickey Vernon Smith to 16 years to life behind bars.
An appeals court on Tuesday upheld the second-degree murder conviction of Rickey Vernon Smith, who fatally stabbed another driver 7 times during a road rage incident in South Bay. Smith, sentenced to 16 years to life in prison, was found guilty in the 2018 killing of Horace Williams Jr., a father of 5, with an added charge of using a knife.